the studios of the Republic Media Network, you're watching Arnab Goswami live on The Debate.
Arnab Goswami on The Debate at 10, powered by Nissan Magnite and Nourish.
Welcome back. Viewers, the big breaking news story this morning, blast in Lahore, 3 died, over 25 were injured. The target, Hafiz Saeed. Hafiz Saeed was the target of the entire empire of terror that he has set up. But is that the story? Or is the real fact that the Pakistan army wants the world to believe? Is that the story the Pakistan army is selling? Was the blast the script the Pakistan army wrote and executed to duck sanctions ahead of an FATF meeting tomorrow? Watch the story and then a big India-Pakistan debate.
At 11:05 a.m. on Wednesday, the city of Lahore rocked by a blast. The blast in Johar town left doors broken, windows shattered, rubble on the streets, at least 3 dead and over 21 injured. 4,592 days after the 26/11 attacks in Mumbai killed over 160. Today's blast took place 100 meters away from the plush residence of the mastermind of the Mumbai attack, Hafiz Saeed. The man with blood on his hands has been living the high and free life in Pakistan, trying to whip up sympathies while managing his mega terror network.
मैं कश्मीर की बात करता हूँ और जनाब वो हमेशा मुझे घुमा फिरा कर वो गलत रुख पर लगाकर दुनिया को धोखा देने के लिए तो इंडिया में एक तबका मौजूद है और वो ये काम कर रहा है, लेकिन मैं देख रहा हूँ कि वहाँ बहुत बरखा दर्ज जैसे लोग भी मौजूद हैं.
Now Pakistani officials are playing victim.
हमारा ख्याल ये है कि इसका टारगेट जो है वो पुलिस है और वो लॉ एनफोर्समेंट एजेंसीज को अंडरमाइन करना चाहते हैं.
But the people of Pakistan are angry as a terrorist gets state-sponsored protection in a palatial bungalow, but their own are left to die. And the timing of it all has left many questioning, did the Pakistani army kill its own ahead of the big FATF meeting to avoid the blacklist and the sanctions that come with it?
February this year, the Financial Action Task Force had met and decided to continue Pakistan on the grey list, as also asking it to implement all financial sanctions against the UNSC designated terrorists. In 2 days, the FATF is meeting again to decide whether to continue Pakistan on that list. And mysteriously today, we have this blast in Lahore. Is it meant to gain sympathy or to avoid sanctions? It would be interesting to watch out.
As terrorists target terrorists in Pakistan's own backyard, is it time to hang global terrorist Hafiz Saeed once and for all? Or is the blast just a conveniently timed spectacle by a bloodthirsty nation that isn't afraid to kill its own to play host to terrorists while avoiding sanctions? Did Pakistan army kill its own? Let's debate.
On the India-Pakistan debate tonight, on the Indian side, Nupur Sharma of the BJP, Sushant Sareen, General G.D. Bakshi and Major Gaurav Arya. On the Pakistani side, Kamar Chima from Islamabad, Hamid Khan from Lahore, Abdul Samad Yaqub, spokesperson of the PTI from Islamabad, and Mona Alam, political analyst from Islamabad. Mona, I want to start by quoting to you and to all my Pakistani guests tonight. I want to quote Noam Chomsky. He said, you want to stop terrorism? Stop participating in it. You want to stop terrorism? Stop participating in it. Terror has come back to bite you, to rip off your limbs time and again. It has chewed your heart. You have lost your children, your daughters. You know, all is happening because you're not looking at what you're doing. You're feeding the snakes, they come back to bite you.
Yes.
These are the wheels. These are the wheels of karma. These are the wheels of karma. Your factory of terror has imploded in Pakistan. I hope this will lead to the annihilation of your mindless hate, your brutality. I hope it will help you to see some light in the dungeon of hate. In the dungeon of hate that you call Pakistan. So, Mona, I hope you will learn to bow to the tenets of karma, because you have reaped what you have sowed. It is time for you to imbibe the ultimate principle of karma that guides India to glory.
That this karma,
come back.
No.
You
better pray that this karma doesn't. You better pray this karma doesn't imply to India after what India has done and after what India has butchered in Kashmir and in so many other states where the
today's blast. No. What do you mean? What India has done?
So
this blast carried out probably by the Pakistan army.
You cannot deny the Indian involvement in this. The IG police has spoken regarding this.
Involvement in which way? 1 minute.
But I do not want to. I do not want to give it the same dramatic tone that you always do, because I'm happy to hold. That's okay. But I don't want to give it the same dramatic twist that you always do and the same bluff that you try to give to your audience. So I don't want to preempt things before they're done.
No, what did you mean by saying Indian hand?
Yes,
what did you mean by saying Indian hand? What did you mean? You cannot get away by making a comment and running away from it. Nupur is on the debate. You have to say what you mean is probably an Indian hand.
I'm not running away. I'm telling you why. Because you must have heard the IG police. He said the Indian involvement in this blast cannot be ruled out, and certainly you know
cannot be ruled out.
Compliant Pakistan has been despite the very hard conditions that the FATF has placed on us. So, I mean, this is the new twist that you've given to the entire story. We have not been trying to take this as a plea in the FATF, as you suggest. We never did this. We never even gave this a thought. So, this is the story and this is the twist that you are giving this blast in the first place. So, I mean, we never gave this twist.
1 minute. On what basis? You must tell Nupur tonight. You must tell Nupur tonight.
Civilians have lost lives.
Yeah, killed by the Pakistani army, which wanted to create some kind of news story before the FATF meeting.
Most probably.
What do you mean by define most probably?
That is your twist.
Define most probably. When we want to kill Hafiz Saeed, which we want to, we will go in and bomb the living daylights out of where he stays.
Hafiz Saeed, by the way. Hafiz Saeed, by the way, in my information, Hafiz Saeed, by the way, was never residing in that house in the first place. Hafiz Saeed was not at that venue.
I thought you put him in prison.
It was just his house.
I thought you put him in prison, so you acknowledge.
He is under custody.
So no, in which five-star hotel is he under custody?
He is under custody, exactly. So why are you trying
which five-star hotel is he under custody?
Your own self by saying that Hafiz Saeed was the target of the
I'm not. I'm getting Nupur on the debate. I'm getting Nupur on the debate. Your army kills your own people for terrorists. It's an embarrassment. Nupur, The blast happened outside Hafiz Saeed's house. Look at my Pakistani guests tonight. Just look at them.
That doesn't mean
All
you
of
are killing
them.
Hafiz Saeed, because Hafiz Saeed doesn't reside there these days.
Can I please come in?
The debate is opening.
Well,
Yes, Nupur. Yes.
Arnab, good evening. I think, more like Madam here, who's perhaps sounding very defensive of their national treasure, namely Hafiz Saeed. From the local media reports of Pakistan, what I have actually come to read, the IG of Punjab Police, Inam Ghani, if I'm naming correctly, has actually also gone on record heaving a sigh of relief, saying major loss has been averted because there was a police picket outside the house of the high-profile personality. If it wasn't for the police picket, perhaps what they're rejoicing right now, that Hafiz Saeed, who possibly was present in that house, would have been killed. Now just imagine when the Interior Minister, Pakistan Interior Minister in 2018, and I have the video with me, in 2018 goes on record to say we will protect and back Hafiz Saeed, inshallah, and we hope to see all of you in the assembly next to us. When a country like Pakistan allows a Hafiz Saeed to float a political party in contest, apparent to democratic elections, of course, they are relieved that their national treasure perhaps has just escaped death. And I think it is everybody's common knowledge, as major media reports expose them for, that this is just Muh Pahunchna and a facade of Pakistan, being faced with FATF sanctions closing in. They just perhaps convicted him in 5 odd cases in the special trial court in these terrorism attack cases, and showed to the world that we have arrested him. Whereas the media houses have gone on record, done the investigative homework, and exposed to the world that he was living in this very house in Johor town. So I think today Pakistan is more happy and relieved that the national treasure perhaps has lived this attack. Thank God to the police picket, and I'm actually quoting the IG of Punjab Police, Inam Ghani. I think Pakistan has a lot of explaining to do. You're absolutely right, Arnab, that we will find him and we will kill him. God knows who and why they are protecting. And about that, the FATF saw this and actually sanctioned them, actually blacklisted them, because they really do not deserve anything else.
No, he should have been hanged a long time back, Gauravan. General Bakshi, he should have been hanged a long time back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he should. You should not have. They should not have wasted this time. And by the way, why are you determined to make fools of yourself, Kamar Chima? First, you said this is a gas pipeline blast. Then you said it's a cylinder blast. And every time there is an FATF meeting, there is a blast. Every time there is an FATF meeting, you put out this little cylinder blast outside Hafiz Saeed's house. I mean, who are you fooling? Hafiz Saeed is your creation, your invention. And by the way, Kamar Chima, he is the Chief Justice of Pakistan. Shame on you. Shame on you, a spineless country that has officially appointed Hafiz Saeed as the Chief Justice. He has got 7 high courts all over Pakistan. There is no criminal justice system in Pakistan. He adjudicates the law, Sushant Sareen, and all Pakistanis, like Kamar Chima, bow their head to him. And that's why today they're all in this kind of state. They don't know what to do. Their Chief Justice, their Lord and Master. Pardon me? No. What did you say, Mona?
I was missing jokes whole day, so I had to. I was missing.
Yeah.
You were missing
I was
what,
missing
Kamar?
jokes whole day, so I have to hear jokes now. So I am enjoying. But let me tell you, sir. Let me tell you. This is obviously, this is 9:30 and above. So this is the time to layer and enjoy. So this is a good comedy show you are putting it. That Hafiz Saeed is the Chief Justice. Come on, man, grow up. You have just come from the jail. They may send you back if you don't. We won't behave good way. The point to ponder is, the point to look at
now
is.
One minute. Just a minute. Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, just wait a minute. Wait a minute, you overgrown. Wait a minute, you overgrown child. Wait a minute.
Coming out of the FATF grey list.
I'm telling you something.
Coming out of the
Stop shouting.
FATF grey list. So India wants to create a havoc. You wants to create an environment to tell the international community that look, Hafiz Saeed is there and you want to kill him. So why you want to kill him when his cases are in the courts? The courts is taking his cases and India wants to murder Hafiz Saeed. He is a liability for Pakistan. We all know that. But for that matter, the courts have to decide the cases. You and me can't do this. So there are people who should be behind bars in India, but obviously their cases are in the courts, so Indian courts will decide. Same is in Pakistan. So let the courts decide. And since he's behind the bars, I think his family was living in that house. That doesn't mean Hafiz Saeed was in that residence. So the residence which has the family of the Hafiz Saeed, maybe they have been affected, but Hafiz Saeed is in the state custody, in the police custody somewhere, so that India cannot kill him because we want Pakistani courts to punish him.
Kamar, 1 minute. First of all, you overgrown child, that too an excitable one. Why are you so uninformed? Why don't you prepare before you come on my program? Everybody in India and Pakistan will be watching you right now. They're laughing at you.
Derogatory personal remarks.
There is no derogatory personal remark.
When you have,
He has made a few comments and I'm returning the favor. No, this is not an attack. It's a description.
Arnab,
He made
so
some
much,
comments
bro?
on me. I'll tell you why.
No, where is
I'll
the
tell you why.
substance in
Because
your debate?
yeah, I'll
Arnab,
tell you the
bro.
substance in my debate.
Why you
Mona,
feel
you
so
don't have to
much?
come to his defense. You don't have to. First of all, I said that Hafiz Saeed is the Chief Justice of
I'm not
Pakistan
defending anybody, but I
because
just
in
want you to
April,
follow the
because in April,
Bro,
okay, Mona,
why
I can
you feel
debate
so
with
much, bro?
because
Since you are out of jail, why you are touchy on everything?
now Kamar, no, 1 minute, Gaurav, 1 minute, Gaurav, 1 minute. Gaurav, every Pakistani wants to see me in jail. I know that, but let me tell you, I will break the bars of every prison to come back and bite you. I came back because you Pakistanis were missing me. So I have come back to bite you back. And and you know, you've got that unemployed drug addict prime minister who made his government who issued personal statements.
So
Imran Khan gave out personal statements
to deal with India, Pakistan.
No. Imran Khan how many statements did Imran Khan give taking my name? He has nothing else to do.
There is no one
He
in
has
India
nothing
who
else
can
to do.
compete with Pakistan.
Yeah, that's all right. Now let me tell you one thing.
There is no one in India
in April
who can compete with Pakistan.
2016.
Look at Major Gaurav Arya. He's a smart young man.
In 1 minute. I want to. Okay, let Gaurav reply, then I'll come in. Gaurav, 1 minute. Can I just respond to him because he made a factual comment?
Yes.
Can I respond to the factual comment? I'm not here to argue with these Pakistanis on flimsy issues. In April 2016, it was reported by their media, Pakistani media, that Hafiz Saeed runs stealth courts in violation of the Pakistani constitution. And Mufti Muhammad Idris, a kind of stealth High Court Chief Justice, is sitting in Masjid Qadisi. He claimed that there are 7 Sharia courts which have been functional in Lahore, Gujranwala. Listen to me, you uninformed man. Gujranwala. Are you listening to me, Kamar? Bahawalpur, Multan, Karachi, Quetta, and even Islamabad. Under your nose, these courts are functioning. Do you deny it? Under your nose, they are functioning. You can't do a thing.
They don't want to do anything.
Why are you implying that Sharia courts are Hafiz Saeed? This is an obnoxious
Is this for me?
Get the gist. They don't want to do anything.
Gaurav!
Point simply is they don't want to do anything about it.
Okay, Arnab, I just wanted to say, when you started off this debate, you started off quoting Chomsky to Pakistanis. I knew this was going south, right? You're talking to them about stuff that they don't understand. Anyway, you see, they said that Arnab Goswami should be in jail. Kamar Chima said you're coming out of jail and stuff like that. They have this long history of putting their own journalists in jail, so they look forward to you being in jail. And thirdly, have you heard Shah Mahmood Qureshi's statement when he was asked, what do you think about Bin Laden? He says, I'll let that pass. This is the External Affairs Minister of Pakistan, the Foreign Minister. He says that he does not wish to talk about Bin Laden, right? About Imran Khan, on the floor of the parliament, he says Osama Bin Laden is Shaheed. Arnab, you're talking to a society that feels it is absolutely okay to call Osama Bin Laden a martyr and publicly deny the fact that he's even a terrorist. Years after his death, they revere him, they worship him.
Ministers who
People there want to be Osama Bin Laden. You know, Pervez Musharraf called him a hero.
The same cabinet.
Pervez Musharraf, Mona Alamji, just 1 minute, ma'am. Pervez Musharraf, in an interview with Bajwa Khan, actually said that Osama Bin Laden, ye Pakistan ka hero hai. You see, various heads of state, various senior ministers, cabinet ministers, they have said that Osama Bin Laden hero hai. They say Shaheed hai. So, Arnab, what do you want? I mean, quoting Chomsky. Ma'am, Bajwa Khan ka interview aap dekhiye. Pervez Musharraf says वो हमारा हीरो है, हमारी कौम का हीरो है.
He used to be, these people used to be the darlings of the West. कभी ये नहीं कहा.
He said हमारी कौम का हीरो है. सुनिए, मेरे पास वो वीडियो है, मैं आपको भेजूंगा. Shah Mahmood Qureshi ने क्या बोला? What did Shah Mahmood Qureshi say? No, I'm not misquoting. I've seen that interview. I've saved it. I will show it to you. Now, I'll tell you, I'm naming the journalist. Suniye Maulana Alamji, please have the patience to listen to other people. This is in his Dubai apartment. Bajwa Khan is the Pakistani anchor. He interviews Pervez Musharraf. Pervez Musharraf says,
I know which interview you're referring to.
Yes, now listen to me. Did Shah Mahmood Qureshi not say, I'll let it pass? Did Shah Mahmood Qureshi not say when he was asked about Osama Bin Laden? No, please, I know you're embarrassed. I know you're embarrassed about your government, but please tell me, Mona ji, did Shah Mahmood Qureshi say? Did Shah Mahmood Qureshi say or not that I'll let it pass? Bola ki nahi bola Shah Mahmood Qureshi ne, ye bataiye. Tell me, did Shah Mahmood Qureshi say or not that we'll let it pass? I don't want to answer whether Osama is a terrorist or not.
Abdul Samad Yaqub,
why are you quiet? On the floor of the parliament, did Imran Khan say or not that Osama bin Laden?
General Bakshi.
Am I lying or am I telling you?
General Bakshi. I have General Bakshi coming into the debate also with Abdul Samad Yaqub of the PTI. A lot of people watching the debate tonight. You see, I'll make a small comment before I hand it over to General Bakshi, to Abdul, and of course to Sushant Sareen and Hamid Khan, who are yet to come into the program. Listen, see, you should have seen this, Mr. Yaqub. This day was coming. You are in a state of shock today, this bomb blast. Don't be shocked. Your army has carried out the bomb blast. Don't be worried. You can't try and be coy. You can't cry victim today. These snakes, ये जो सांप है, उनको आपने पाला है, दूध पिलाया इनको आपने. These snakes have been raised in your own backyard. They are coming back to bite you now. Did you not know this was coming, Mr. Yaqub? When your country was paying 1.5 lakh rupees a month to 26/11 Mumbai attack planner Zakir Rahman Lakhvi? Did India not warn you? You have blood on your hands now. You had blood on your hands then. Did you not know this was coming, Mr. Yaqub? When you went begging to the UN Security Council to let Hafiz Saeed use his bank account for personal expenses? You had blood on your hands now and you have blood on your hands then. During the COVID crisis, last point. Then if you can answer this question now, but listen to this question and then debate with General Bakshi. You see, you know, Mr. Yaqub, even as a Pakistani, you must speak the truth sometimes. Your US-based NGOs collected money to sponsoring terrorist attacks. You had blood on your hands then, you have blood on your hands now. Masood Azhar, Sajid Mir, mastermind of LET's 2008 Mumbai attacks, India's most wanted terrorist after the 93 Mumbai blast, Dawood Ibrahim, along with Hafiz Saeed, getting your patronage now and then. So when a blast happens, when Pakistanis are killed, you should have the honesty to say, "Humne marwaya hai." We kill Pakistanis.
Now, will you allow me to speak or will you allow me to answer? Because when you start questioning me, I forget that from where did you start and from where did you get ended. First of all, you have quoted the non-Chomsky. This is the book. I would recommend you to go and read this book, where you were calling this Osama Bin Laden and Major Shah was calling, where he said, I will read that. The most famous recent case of active assassination was that of Osama Bin Laden, murdered after he was apprehended by 79 Navy SEALs, defenseless and accompanied only by his wife. whatever of one thinks of him, he was a suspect and nothing more than that. Even the FBI agrees on it. This is what
this gentleman, General Bakshi, is supporting Osama Bin Laden. The representative of Pakistan's ruling party has become an advocate for Osama on my program. There's nothing left to say.
You have quoted Noam Chomsky. I have replied to you.
But I have quoted Noam Chomsky in a context. You are quoting Noam Chomsky to justify your support for Osama Bin Laden. I am shocked. You are a ruling party spokesman or a Osama Bin Laden spokesman.
I call him a suspect, a terrorist declared by FBI or America.
Whatever is in your heart, why are you showing the people of the... This is going to be breaking news. A ruling PTI spokesperson from Pakistan is supporting Osama Bin Laden on India's most watched program. Fantastic. Aur kariya. Reveal your mind.
He was never convicted like Hafiz Saeed. Now let me come to the Hafiz Saeid. Yes.
Oh, well done. A supporter of Osama Bin Laden.
No, why was Sharia Afridi?
We were expecting this bomb blast because...
I'm sorry, this gentleman needs to now answer. Why was the Interior Minister Sharia Afridi? He's on record saying we'll protect. 1 second, sir. Just answer a simple question. हाफिज सईद को प्रोटेक्ट करेंगे इंशाल्लाह असेंबली में दिखेंगे आपके इंटीरियर मिनिस्टर शारिर अफरीदी ने कहा है उनका वीडियो है इस बारे में
General Bakshi is on the debate right now. General Bakshi. Okay, question goes Abdul Samad Yaqub is debating now with General Bakshi. 2 on the screen, please. Thank you.
Hafiz Saeed was not convicted at that time. Hafiz Saeed was not convicted at that time when the federal minister
Ajmal Kasab was convicted. Ajmal Kasab was convicted and to death as per procedure of law. You allowed a prayer meeting last year. I have one question. Okay. Now, is it your responsibility to allow prayer meetings for convicted terrorists? Is it your responsibility to allow prayer meetings for convicted terrorists?
Even if somebody is a convicted terrorist, once he is in prison, the state has
your government allowed prayer meeting for Ajmal Kasab. Your government allowed prayer meeting for Ajmal Kasab last year. Why? 10 terrorists killed in the Mumbai attacks, including Ajmal Kasab, convicted. Your government allowed prayer meeting in Sahiwal and Punjab. Why? Last year.
No, if someone prays for him, his family or someone.
General Bakshi. General Bakshi.
Don't sound now.
You are. No, 1 minute. No, so Shah and General Bakshi have not spoken. One point. Just a minute. Listen, sir. First of all, I am horrified. I'm getting a lot of responses today, General Bakshi, from a lot of our viewers saying they cannot believe it, General Bakshi, that a spokesperson of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf is openly supporting and advocating on behalf of Osama Bin Laden on the debate this evening. People are shocked. I can't tell you the kind of responses we are getting. And I mean, General Bakshi, it reveals their mind, doesn't it? The way the Pakistanis think.
I am not at all surprised. The simple fact needs reiteration. Osama bin Laden was ensconced in a 4-storied building precisely 850 meters from the Pakistan Military Academy, Kabul. These people were spreading the story that he was under dialysis in some cave in Tora Bora. Give us a break. This army, this ISI, sheltered Osama bin Laden. They ripped the Americans off $20 billion. And they had the chutzpah, the cheek, to keep the greatest enemy of the United States 850 meters from a premier military institution, PMA Kabul. I would like this gentleman to put that in his pipe and smoke it. What do you take the rest of the world for? What do you take the rest of the world? Don't insult our intelligence. May I repeat to these gentlemen the very sagacious advice given by Hillary Clinton. And she had said, and I quote, if you keep snakes in your houses, you feed them milk in the fond hope that they will bite only your neighbors. You are living in Kaku land. And this is a nation in denial. This is a nation gone to La La land. And today, the fast today, Arnab, one lady gave it all away. One Pakistani brave lady who was captured on television, screaming that this particular motorcycle-born man has been going round and round this locality thrice. This is a put-on job done by the Pakistani army and the ISI, and it is a third-rate job. It is a third-rate job that will convince no one. The only reason we have to now fathom is, why are they doing it to themselves? There could be two aspects. One aspect, which you have very rightly pointed out, is that they are trying to get out of the snares of the FATF. But the second more sinister reason, and I link it to what's going to happen tomorrow, with the Prime Minister's meeting, is the famous false flag operation they have been routinely accusing India of. I think this is something to look for, either a quid pro quo kind of an action. We'll just wait and watch till tomorrow. But this is a bumbling army. This is a bumbling ISI. They don't exactly know what they are up to.
I think it's I think General Bakshi,
gentleman who was quoting Noam Chomsky.
Yeah. General Bakshi, I think the very important point which you have raised here, and I'd like Hamid to come in on that, and maybe Sushant Sareen can respond to it, is that at some point even Pakistan has to come to terms with the fact that they've created an unsustainable situation for themselves. Hamid.
Yes.
If you have any courage, which is a wrong oxymoronic question to ask a Pakistani. I mean, how do you ask a Pakistani that question? Maybe it's a wrong question, because this is a country that left 90,000 of its soldiers licking the boots of the Indian army after being thrashed in 1971. So sorry, I will not ask any Pakistani to display courage. That is a wrong question to ask. But let me say this to you. Why don't you hang this savage Hafiz Saeed and get on with it? Why don't you hang him? You said you're going to hang him. No, why don't you hang him? No, under your own law. No, under your own law, Section 7(1) of the 1999 amended Anti-Terrorism Act. He's convicted. So hang him.
Okay.
Why don't you hang him? You can't? No, you're scared of him? You're worried what will happen?
Now, Arnab?
No, 1 minute. Listen to me. 9 Taliban terrorists, their death sentence was upheld. But Hafiz Saeed, you are scared of. You're a country of cowards if you're scared of Hafiz Saeed. 3 Pakistanis died today. They can die, but you have to protect Hafiz Saeed. And General Bakshi said a Pakistani woman exposed the Pakistani army conspiracy. You're killing your own people. कैसे लोग हैं आप? आप कैसे लोग हैं? नहीं, अपने citizens को मरवा के हफीज सईद को बचा रहे हैं?
Arnab,
जी बोलिए.
The whole discussion, if I want to conclude in 30 seconds, it is, I can see Major Gaurav Arya's faces, I can see General G.D. Bakshi, I can see your faces. You all are very much discouraged from what happened exactly.
What happened exactly? What happened? I lost.
I got disconnected. Can't hear.
No, I lost the line. This is the problem with Pakistani phone lines. Even the phones don't work there. Sushant, you're saying even the phones don't work. Logic doesn't work. Even their bombs are not working now. Sushant, the fact of the matter is...
Arnab,
yes, Sushant.
Number one, it's good to have you back. And I believe you're not well, but it's good to see you back on the screen. But on the main issue today, look, I don't think the bomb failed. I think the bomb was very successful. And what I'm trying to get my head around is what was behind this bombing. Because clearly, as that woman said, that there was this, look, I have been to that area many years back, almost 2 decades back. I met this despicable man also in that particular house of his. But the thing is that the moment you enter anywhere near that area, there's a very close scrutiny which is kept over you. For somebody to be loitering around on a motorcycle, somebody who's not from that area, presumably, to be loitering around on a motorcycle without anybody hauling him up, because there's a very tight security presence around him. This guy has the security which I don't think even somebody like this Alvi fellow has, their president. So clearly he is an extremely important man, and now either he was in that particular house at that point of time, in which case this was a kind of a message which was being delivered to him, or he was not in the house, in which case also it was a kind of a message which was being delivered to him. So the point is that I'm trying to get my head around, and Frank, I'll be very honest with you, I don't know what exactly is behind this. Could this be some kind of an internecine warfare which has been going on within the Lashkar-e-Taiba? Because there is a large number of cadre of the Lashkar which is quite pissed off by the very fact that Hafiz Saeed is a loyal, obedient servant of the military establishment and does not go against the military establishment. So is it possible that there is a certain section within that particular establishment which also is very closely linked with the intelligence agencies who want to, send a signal on that count?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm speculating. Is it, as many of us are speculating, an ISI operation because Hafiz Saeed is making certain noises, so they want to send a signal to him? I don't know. But I think over a period of time, there will be enough chatter to figure out what exactly is happening.
Here.
But this one thing which I find really, which I'm not convinced of, is the FATF factor. It is very clear the Pakistanis have not lived up to their side of the bargain. They're not going to go into the blacklist, but they're not coming out of the grey list. At least not this time.
True. But beyond the list, I think I completely agree with your assessment out there, and everybody says, Hamid.
Can I say something?
You can. No, Hamid, see. The Pakistanis are on record, on camera, saying that these people who planted the bomb were loitering around them. Who can loiter around them? Pakistani government security people.
It's inconceivable for anybody
it's
to
an
loiter
inside
around
job.
out there.
Yeah, it's an inside job.
Okay.
So tell me, why is it an inside job? Tell me. Hamid and Kamar Chima, you need to tell us.
I'm just listening all my Indian sides, conspiracy theories, which are making me just laugh. I would like to just say two things, that India and everybody was plotting that Pakistan would give its air bases to United States. Major Gaurav, you all were giving your expertise, and you should be ashamed of yourself what happened on your faces. Okay? This is the fact you have to digest now, that Pakistan have clearly said that it's not giving its air bases. Now, our security forces are ready to handle every kind of terrorism coming from the India, all kinds of terrorism we are already expecting.
He's talking so much, just asking when last time they gave the bases.
Ready to handle it. We will handle we know how to secure our country, and we know how to come up against all the terrorism from India. And we have seen it, we have fought for it.
Hamid, 1 minute. Hamid, may I say this? Hamid, 1 minute. I'd like to get the spokespersons of the two parties on both sides, Nupur Sharma of the BJP and Abdul Samad Yaqub of the PTI. 1 minute. Representative of India's ruling party and Pakistan's ruling party, which supports Osama Bin Laden, the PTI. My limited point here is, listen, see Abdul Samad Yaqub, to insinuate like Mona Alam did, that India has a hand in it. I wish we had. I can't wait for the day we bomb the living daylights. I can't wait for the day we kill Hafiz Saeed. But the bottom line is this.
You have been doing the conspiracies, but we were counterpart.
But Hamid, 1 minute. Hamid, Nupur, you're a lawyer, you'll understand this. See, if we go in, we are legally entitled to bomb you and kill Hafiz Saeed, come back, and every international law will support us.
You can dream for
it's not a question of dreaming. It's not a question of dreaming. I'm talking about the legality of it. Yeah, be serious.
No.
My dear Hamid, listen here. Hamid, listen here.
Abhinandan is
Hamid.
example.
Hamid, 1 minute. We are entirely entitled. 1 minute. Please don't debate like this. You know, in India we debate in a very knowledgeable manner. ऐसे नहीं चिल्लाते चीखते जैसे आपके पाकिस्तानी में करते. मेरी बात सुनिए जना. मेरी बात सुनिए. You see, Abdul Samad, you will understand this. If we go in and take legitimate forcible action, for example, if we put out a missile or carry out a operation overt or covert to kill Hafiz Saeed, we are entitled to do so under the UN Charter. We are allowed to use force to maintain international peace and security under Article 44 of Chapter 7 of the UN Charter. So do you understand that?
You can live in your dreams. You can live in your dreams.
I am quoting international law to you. I'm quoting international law to you. Do you understand that?
I am just quoting fantastic tea by from Abhinandan.
Well, I don't think you understand. The problem with you, you're like the Hamas.
You need to
don't understand. You're like the Hamas. You don't understand.
No.
And even now the Hamas does not understand. You know, the problem is Kamar Chima I think understands. What makes you think that we will not strike Hafiz Saeed like Israel struck and destroyed the Hamas when self-defense under Article 51 of the UN Charter is allowed? We don't need to attack Hafiz Saeed in stealth. We can do it openly. We will do it openly.
We will take our Kashmir on.
Why are you quiet, Kamar?
Of United Nations. We will take our Kashmir back from you.
Well, I wish.
Ahmed Saab, all you can army chief do is take extension because of Kashmir. ये छोड़ दो सर ये बातें. बाजवा ने extension ले लिया, be happy with that. Extension ले लो बाजवा जी का 3 साल का extension.
Kamar and Gaurav.
I don't understand one thing. मेजर साहब से पूछने से क्या होता है? आपसे 370-35 से गायब कर दिया हमने. क्या कर लिया आपने? सुनिए एक मिनट. The only thing. सुनिए Ahmed, listen to me. I'll tell you why you are living in a fool's paradise. Because of Article 370 and 35. Allow me to complete. Don't be a child. Listen to me. What I'm trying to tell you, Ahmed, is that after removing 35 and 370, what did you do? Your army chief said India will attack. He took an extension and he disappeared. Yes. All right.
Yes.
So you are saying you will take Kashmir. Ek minute. I just want to tell you something. You said you will take Kashmir. Have you been able to take it for 72 years? Kargil में जूते पड़े. 47, 48 में जूते पड़े. 65 में जूते पड़े. Kargil में.
Let me tell you one thing.
Let me tell you one thing.
You like to live in nostalgia.
No, I'll tell you one thing. You have to understand one thing. You have been able to do zero. Your army has been able to do zero. What has your army done after 370-35 removal? What has your army done? Except for taking extension. Except for taking extension for 3 years. What? We have done what we had to do. हमने कर दिया.
No.
हमने कर दिया. What has done? I want to ask you what has Bajwa done. Please tell me what has Bajwa done.
I'll tell you.
Please tell me what has Bajwa done. Tell me.
Monalam.
What has Bajwa done? What has Bajwa done?
You are living in. I am just answering your question.
Forget about where I'm living. What has Bajwa done?
Nostalgia.
Sir, you tell me what has Bajwa done. Bajwa ने करा क्या?
I am just.
Bajwa ने 5th August 2019 के बाद क्या करा Bajwa ने ये बताओ?
You know, Bajwa has done a lot. I always say,
stop behaving like Bajwa is Kamcha. Tell me one thing that Bajwa has done.
Bajwa has done a lot with you. Bajwa has done a lot with you. That's why you all are on a boiling. I'll tell you.
You're just an overgrown child.
America, let me tell you one thing.
Gaurav, I'll tell you what Bajwa has done.
So much.
I'll tell you what Bajwa has done. I'll tell you what Bajwa has done. Hamid, all that, Mona, all that Bajwa has done, all that Bajwa has done is that he organized a protest where an effigy of Gaurav was burnt in Islamabad. That's all that Bajwa has done. He has organized Gauravaria's effigy to be burnt in Pakistan.
You have no idea.
Yes, Mona, I'm hearing you, Mona. Yeah.
Pakistan army have fought
Arnab,
a war.
Mona and Nupur.
I haven't even heard of Lahore attack. You guys are supposed to talk about Lahore attack. And we are talking about everything under the sun except the Lahore attack. I mean, please come on. I'm sure we can up the quality of this debate. We're talking about General Bajwa, Osama Bin Laden. I don't know where all of this has come from. Please, let's stick to our topic and talk about this. I don't know what twist you tried to give it in the first 5 minutes or 10 minutes of the program. You told us that this is an excuse that we may make before the FATF. Now, this is something that has not even struck us for an iota of a second even. But I don't know why have you come up with this twist to that entire story.
I have not come up with any twist.
I don't think...
Nupur is countering. Nupur. Let Nupur counter, Gaurav. Let Nupur counter.
I don't think we need to spin any stories with the tone and tenor being employed by the Pakistani spokespersons, including this gentleman, Mr. Hamid. I don't really know who he is. Saying that, oh, you can only dream. I mean, look at the kind of defensive tone that they have for a convicted, sanctioned, banned terrorist, namely Hafiz Saeed. I will go back to my first initial point that they are treating him like a national treasure. The IG himself has gone on record to sound as a baal bach gaye bhaiya ji liya wo nahi to pata nahi kya ho jata. Simply put, when you have ministers, and you have to protect your terrorists more than your civilians. We all understand what kind of a state you are. I just make a point about air bases. I heard you make a point about bases. A country which has sold its soul to China is talking about a country which has sold its soul in entirety to China.
General Bakshi.
Talking about safeguarding it.
General Bakshi.
I mean, come on.
General Bakshi.
Okay, I'd like... General Musharraf was enough. Your former Premier General Musharraf was enough. Can you, madam, wait up? You have nothing to say about the Lahore attack. Just wait up and allow me to complete.
General Bakshi.
General Pervez Musharraf was enough to come on record and say, yes, we train under ISI, we train LET. I'm sorry to say, as far as Kashmir also is concerned, Kashmir hamara hai. What corresponding article or law do you have in Pakistan which recognizes Kashmir?
Okay, General Bakshi. General Bakshi, it's also... No, 1 minute. Let me close with General Bakshi, please. Let me close with General Bakshi, please. You see, General Bakshi, I want to make a military point with a military man. General Bakshi, I just want to say one thing. And I mean no disrespect. You know, you have an army, or you say you have an army. They basically run canteens all over Pakistan. What does your army do? It was sleeping during the Balakot airstrikes. You are infiltrating Indian soils using balloons with PIA printed on them. You unsuccessfully are spying with pigeons. Your technology is 200 years old. Former General Bajwa is running a pizza business. General Bajwa, okay, tell me one thing. Okay, I want to tell you, is it true that some Papa John pizza outlet is run by Bajwa? The biggest number of pizza outlets. No, but tell me one thing. Bajwa is running a pizza outlets all over Islamabad. Am I wrong?
Absolutely.
Am I wrong?
You're wrong.
Absolutely.
So I'm also wrong that 93,000 of your troops surrendered within 13 days in 1971?
I am just saying...
General Bakshi, is this all that... General Bakshi, is there a Pakistan army hand behind the attack on Hafiz Saeed today?
General Bakshi himself...
General Bakshi is the last one.
That Pakistan army is the one who have taught Indians to fight. Otherwise, Indian coward never know how to...
General Bakshi is responding, please.
General Bakshi,
you be quiet.
I can share with you General Bakshi's video. I can share with you General Bakshi's videos.
Let him speak. Let General Bakshi speak.
Share with you.
General Bakshi is speaking, so you be quiet. Don't speak for him. I lost the audio line with General Bakshi. I'm losing time. Can I get him back? I really wanted him to respond. General Bakshi.
I can send you General Bakshi's video.
I've lost the audio there with General Bakshi.
Losers of
I
the
can
highest
send you
order.
General Bakshish. I am just surprised
Losers
that
of
you
the
are
highest
living
order
in a
are
nostalgia.
pontificating on the valor of the Indian army. Come on. Yeah,
General Bakshish. I lost the line with General Bakshish, so I'll give Sushant the last word. I'll give Sushant the last word then.
You're living in a fool's paradise.
Responding to these fellows. This guy is a clown because, he's one of those guys who, I don't want to use the word, but what the word is, what these guys do with the army officers. Nikka Bajwa has bought those pizza outlets. Vadda Bajwa, when he retires, he probably will open a burger joint or something like that. But that's what the army is all about. It's a glorified real estate agency with some rifles and some cannons and some tanks and all that thrown in. Otherwise, it's the largest corporate house in Pakistan. And it's the largest corporate house not because these guys are good businessmen, but simply because these guys get all the tax breaks. And this guy is one of his employees who comes on Indian television and gets 20,000 rupees a month or something for these kind of comments. So I don't even take it seriously. I didn't even know who he was until he started coming on your television.
Well, at the end of this debate, I want to tell all the viewers that remember tomorrow is the big Kashmir meeting. All political parties and players coming down to New Delhi on Kashmir. And as Kashmir moves towards greater and greater political participation and prosperity, I can see the faces of the Pakistani panelists ashen. Reconcile yourself to the reality. Kashmir hamara tha, hamara hai, aur hamara rahega. Ladies and gentlemen, I went through some of the responses to the Arnab online section earlier today. I wanted to share two of them with you. This response is great. Samia Rahman writes from Bangladesh. She says, "Dear Arnab, the style of letting two panelists debate at first is awesome. I like the change in format. Thank you, Samia." Shruti Karia says, "Hello, Arnab. Hope you are doing well. Would like to suggest you to create some opportunities for teenagers to work for our nation with you. It would be a real pleasure." I'll certainly think about it. Makes me think. And I'll see you at 9 o'clock tomorrow with a big debate on the Kashmir meeting and more. Till then, good night and goodbye.